Guys, how to do environment specific in Mule. So based on our client, so we have multiple environments, right? So that is so first we will work on the dev environment. Second one is test. So third one is BQC. So based on your client actually. So UAT and then VAT. So then finally production lines. So these are the environment specific environments. So once you've done your applications, we have to push these environments actually. First we have to work on the dev environment. So if it is working fine, so then you have to push to the test environment. So then your QA people will start working. Once you push the changes to the QA environment, so then they will start testing, they will start validating actually. After that QC, so then UAT, BAT, so then finally we'll push the changes to production guys. So that is nothing but a go live. Okay. So here, according to our, so based on our coding, we have to maintain the best coding standards, right? For maintaining coding standards, best coding standards, so we have to, we should not do anywhere else hard coded guys. So while doing database connections, while connecting external system, right? So for a DB connection, we have to pass some configuration, right? So that is user ID, password and all. We have to write the configuration. Similarly, if you talk to the external system like Salesforce, SFDC, or else any other external system if you speak, so that here also we have to mention the configuration. So these configuration should not hard coded anywhere else guys. So for that purpose what we need to do, so we have to write the external properties file at your code. Okay, so we have to write the external properties file. So we have to keep, so all the configuration, whatever the configuration we have to mention, so that configuration we have to push that into the external properties file. So this external properties file, so we have, so based on the client, based on the environment, multiple configuration files are there. So if you see here I have total 6 environments, right? So based on that here also, so 6 environment configuration files should be there. So how it is look like? Observe here guys, this is my project. So in my project, I created multiple environment specific properties file. See, observe here. So this is my demo. So demo.properties file, dev.properties file, and then prod.properties file, qc.properties file, and then so test.properties file. Like this, we have multiple environment specific. So if you observe here, so package name is different. Properties.demo, properties.dev, and then properties.prod, properties.qc, properties.test. Okay now, so if you observe inside app.properties, the file name is common, but if you see here key is key value, we have to mention like this guys, key value. So here how we'll fetch the information, we have to mention like this. So in your code, how we'll use it using MEL expression language, we have to get dynamically guys, we have to get dynamically. How we'll get it? So this is my this is a configuration I mentioned outside the properties file. If you observe here, so I was trying to edit it. See this mdm.host guys, dollar. This is the MEL expression language, MEL. We already discussed about MEL expression. In the code we have to use like this dollar. So dollar means it's dynamically we are getting dollar, within flower brackets we have to pass the key mdm.host, whatever things you mentioned here, so that you have to fetch it all this information. That is app.properties. In the app.properties, whatever the things you are mentioned, so this is a way to get it guys. So we have to keep a dollar symbol, then you have to pass key. So whatever the key we mentioned, right, these are all left side as keys. So using this you can call that accordingly, dollar mdm.host, similarly dollar mdm.port, mdm.base URL, like that you have to call it. So whatever the right side value is there, automatically getting dynamically. So earlier how we did, we just hard code it, guys, wherever you want to use it. So that we hard code it, right? For avoiding this, why people are maintaining environment specific here? Suppose now we are in a dev environment. Suppose think like this: you hard coded the values, whatever the require, whatever the parameters are there here. So the configuration thing. So think like this: you hard coded. Suppose in dev it is working fine, right? If you hard coded also, it's working fine. So then you want to push the changes to test environment, guys. That time what happens? So might be the dev URL is different than test, right? So the MDM URL, whatever they have their environment specific, right? Whoever exposing their services, they have different environments, right? So that's why we should not connect to the dev. So while pushing the test, right, we should connect to test. Our test environment should connect to their test environment, right? So that's why again the dev URL, the port number, everything got changed, right? So that's why again here we need to connect, we need to change the all these things. So this, for that purpose we have to create one more properties file here, right? If you see, so now I'm connecting to the dev. So tomorrow I want to connect to demo. So that demo dot properties are different, dev dot properties are different, and the prod dot properties are different, right? So like this we have to we have an environment specific. Accordingly we have to change this values. Earlier, while discussing this about environment specific, so there is a Mule app dot properties file, guys. You can keep here also, guys, Mule app dot properties. But thing is, if you mention here, everything should be in class path, then it will work fine. So, but if you not keep each environment is if you not maintain multiple environment specific properties file, if we keep it all these things in the Mule app dot properties file, so the particular environment we have to every time we have to change it, guys. So for avoiding that changes, we have to keep it multiple environment file. So that should be in the SRC main resources, guys. If the properties file should be in the SRC main resources, that should be in the class path actually. So according to our mail expression, it will automatically pick it up from the SRC main resources. But here we have multiple environments file, right? But how it will know? So on which environment it should pick it. Okay, so that is the main thing here. So first thing we have to create a multiple environment properties file. We have to fill the data, whatever the configuration required, we have to fill it, and then we have to mention in the component, we have to keep it like this. Okay, that is the second step. Third step is in the project.xml, in the Mule project, each and every project, if we create a Mule project, or else if we create a manager project or also domain project, whatever it is, we'll get this mule project.xml, guys. So if you see here in the environment, mule.env equal dev, guys. Mule.env equal dev. So where we mentioned that one, if you observe the app.properties, where it is mule app.properties. So mule.env equal dev. Mule.env equal dev, guys. So now it should connect to the dev. So why? Because here mule.env equal dev. So that's why which environment it will connect. So what was that? So that is a dev environment, it will connect. Properties.dev. You just mentioned as a mule.env equal dev, guys. So is it clear? So mule.env equal dev. So, but how it will know properties.dev remaining file name, how it will identify? So for that purpose, what we need to do, observe here, guys. Here there is a concept called placeholder, guys. There is a concept called placeholder. So based on this placeholder, it will try to connect that particular property file, guys. If you go to the where, so in a global elements we have to mention actually. So if you observe here, class path colon properties. Okay, so $mule.env. So this should be dynamic, remaining all same, right? So mule.env slash domain user dot properties. Okay, 1 second guys, not this the path. Yeah, this is the location guys. If you observe here, class path colon properties. Okay, so dollar mule env, this should be the dynamic. So remaining all common guys. Observe here in our project, in my project. Okay, so what is the file name here? Properties.demo, properties.dev. Property, until properties everything is common, right? Only demo dev prod, that dot environment is different, so that I am keeping dynamic here. If you observe here, so dot properties slash mail.env, that is a different guys, remaining all same, right? Under that app dot property is also common, right? That is a way you have to mention guys. There's a way to we have to mention it, but where it is there, so that we have to mention the placeholder guys. Hope you guys are clear. The location I'm mentioning, class path colon properties slash dev, then app dot properties. So this will getting dynamically guys, mule.env. How will get it? Whatever you are mentioning here, right, in app dot properties file, Mule upload properties file, whatever you are mentioning, right, mule.env dev, so that will jump to there, so that will pick it up, that particular file guys, whatever you are mentioning here, right? Suppose if I keep it prod here, that will go and fill that prod as a dynamic there, then that will pick it up prod.properties file. But in your local only you can change like this guys, you can edit this name actually. But in MMC, so Mule Management Console guys, after deploying your application, whatever the environment you deployed, right, so that particular file it will pick it up guys. The type of intelligence is there in the MMC, so no need to change like this manually. Suppose you are deploying a production, it will automatically pick it up prod.properties file. How it is? Because of that placeholder guys, where you mention that placeholder. So I mentioned this is my application, my whole application, some of the common features are there, so that is the placeholder, some of the things are common features. So that's why I mentioned one more XML configuration file, global.config.xml. In the global.config.xml I mentioned, observe here guys, this is a global element actually. In the global element, if you try to create a button, click the create button. So there is a concept called placeholder guys, type for placeholder. Okay, it will come like a property placeholder. Okay, so click that property placeholder, it will ask you the location, that location we have to fill it guys. So that one I filled it actually. I will try to edit and I will show you. Placeholder, see this guys, so I choose it as a security placeholder guys, not normal placeholder. So because it will provide the security also, so that's why you have to follow the security placeholder. This one I choose it. So here encryption mode, key, then location, all things are it was asking, same thing I did. So if you see here, security property placeholder, encryption type is multiple types are there guys here. Blowfish means which type of encryption is required, it's kind of security, right? So that's why I choose it as a blowfish as an encryption algorithm. Next one is encryption mode, then key is nothing but an instant I am passing. Next one is location guys, class path property slash dollar mule.env slash app dot properties. This is the location you have to mention. That's it guys. If you mention like this, it will automatically so pick it up that property file based on the location. Okay, so this is a file actually. When you create like that, it will create that statement, it will pick it up accordingly. So any questions guys about this? So four things we need to do. First, what we need to do, we have to create a properties file. Okay, how many properties file? Based on our client specific, we have to create a properties file. Okay, external properties files we have to create it. We'll say external properties file. So that should be where, guys? Under src slash main slash resources, guys, should be there under location. So second thing is, so keep it all the information, mention configuration under properties file. Okay, so that should, how it is, how we need to mention, that should be in the key value pairs, key value pairs. So that is the second thing. Third thing is using mel. Okay, using mel, so wherever you want to, that configuration, right? So that configuration, suppose you are writing a db connection, that we have to mention the properties file, we have to pick it up. So using mel expression, guys, using mel expression, pick the values, the keys only, guys, not values are not required, values automatically come, pick the keys, how it will get it. So that is a dollar symbol within floor bracket. So whatever the key you mentioned, suppose you want to get the db name, so that you have to keep it like db dot name, like db dot password, db dot whatever it is. So the db configuration, like that you have to define it, you have to fetch accordingly. So next one, fourth step is, so create a global element as a property placeholder or else security, whatever it is, guys, based on your requirement you have to go for either one. Property placeholder need to give the path. That's it, guys. Okay na? So any questions? So based on this, it will work environment specific, guys. So wherever you are, so I mean environment, so which environment you are there, that will automatically pick it up. So that will talk to that particular environment specific files, then it will work. Okay, so any questions, guys, about this environment specific? I'm just doing location also. Sorry, if you guys have any questions, that is a location actually, you have to keep it accordingly. So then one more thing we have to mention, is in the class path, in the bottom Mule project.xml is there now. Here also we have to mention, for that what we need to do, in the Mule app.properties file we have to pass this. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is about environment specific. Okay na? So any questions about this?
No, sir.
Okay, so next one is, so one more thing, guys, I will try to explain one more topic, that is a domain project. Last time we created a normal Mule project, and then other one is for uh, managed project, guys. So types of projects. One second, guys, getting disturbance and closing it. Sorry guys. Okay, so types of projects creation. Okay, first one is normal Mule project. So how we create that one? So go to file, new. We have to take it as a Mule project. That's it. That is the way. So normally how we did. So that one. Next one is Mule Mavenized project, guys. Mavenize, already you discussed about that. So that one how to create, go to file, so then again new, so then we have to choose the Maven option, choose checkbox, which checkbox name as Maven. Okay, so that while creating time you have to create that. Okay, so third one is domain project, guys. So how to create the domain project? So domain project. So this one also file new. Here we have to choose Mule domain project, guys. There is option we'll get directly. So we have to choose Mule domain project. So when you will go for Mule domain project, okay, when you will go for Mule Mavenized project, here also we have to choose it as a normal project, but extra we have to choose that option, guys. Mule. The extra choose checkbox name as Maven. Okay, so here, so if it is a normal simple project, we will create a Mule project, guys. It's a simple service. Okay, it's not complex. Okay, that time we'll go for normal Mule project. If it is a bit complex, guys, that time you have to work with a POM file. So pom.xml, I was explaining that day clearly what was the use of POM. Okay, so that we have to add the dependencies and all. I was adding one dependency. I showed you how to add the dependencies and all. Okay, so that time we have to choose it as a Mule Mavenized project, guys. So next one is Mule domain project, guys. When you will go for domain project, Mule domain project. So suppose think like this, guys. For example, in my client requirement, I have 10 applications, guys. I want to create, need to create 10 projects. Think like this, 10 projects. Okay, so each project contains, okay, each project contains some 10 services. Okay, so then if you 10 into 10, we have totally 100 services, guys. Okay, 100 services. If you observe here, so there is a similar things are there each project, right? If you observe, in 10 projects, each project have some similar configuration, right? So if you have a similar configuration for each project, okay, what we'll do, we are going to create global element, guys. You understood, right? Each project have common configuration. So that time what we are doing, we are going for global element, right? We are creating a global element. If we are creating a global element, what happened? Suppose in my particular project, so in my particular project there is a database connection is there. Okay, so that one I just create a global element, right? So that time what happened? If anybody else want to use that database connection, just they simply use the connection. So no need to enter once again that configuration, right? Because already I created a global element, just they need to call that set actually. Just they need to drag and drop the database component, automatically that filled up, right? Because why? Because already I filled that global element. There is a project specific global, right? So that's why automatically filled up, no need to enter once again, right? But in this case, So that is, this is talking about global element, talking about that particular project specific, guys. Think like this: I have a 10 projects. Okay, each project contains 10 services. Okay, so these 10 projects have some common features. Like, if you see HTTP, for example, HTTP connector is there. If you see HTTP connector, okay, if you keep it an inbound HTTP connector, so there is a configuration like listener, okay, or else host name and the port number, guys. Host name and the port number. Just for example, I'm giving this HTTP connector. It is available in the 10 projects. So it might be each service also the HTTP connector is common, right? So the host name and port name are common for 10 projects, right? So no need to enter different things actually. Different port number, different name is not required. So I want to keep it. So for avoiding redundancy, guys, for avoiding redundancy, multiple times I no need to enter the configuration. Single time I am defining the, so top of these 10 projects, create a new domain project, one domain project, guys. Okay, in that whatever the common configuration for all the 10 projects, for avoiding redundancy, just create that configuration on the top level. So where it is under domain project, if you create a configuration in the top level, so you can use all that configuration in the 10 projects, guys. No need to define once again, no need to write once again. For avoiding redundancy, we can use this Mule domain project. We can just mention there, so we can use any project that same configuration. You understood, right? So for each specific project, you can create a common properties. For all projects, we can create a common once again. So for specific to multiple projects, we'll go for domain project. We'll define the common configuration. For specific to each project, we'll go for global element. We'll define the configuration. So that is the difference, guys. You understood, right? So here I'm creating a domain level project, right? So what are the things we need to take care while creating a domain project? So for just create a domain project, guys, go to file, new, Mule series here, Mule project, Mule domain project. If we create a Mule domain project, it will ask the name and all, guys. Just create the domain project. So what was the relationship between normal project and Mule domain project, right? So how it will talk to the Mule domain project, the child project. In this project, if you observe project.xml, I told about every project have this Mule project.xml, guys. If you see this, what was the domain name here? So there is some domain name is there for my domain project, right? So this domain name we have to mention to the other projects, guys. What are the child projects are there, right? So that we have to mention into the that project.xml, Mule project.xml. If you observe here, generally default should be there, guys. If you create a normal project, any other project, so default there. But in this case, what name is referring? That whatever the top level project you are mentioning, that name it was referring. So that is the relationship between normal project and then domain project. There is a relationship. Because of that, whatever the things you mentioned in the top level, right? So that it will automatically take it, guys. So in this case, I mentioned Mule domain here. Here, if you observe here, the HTTP listener, for example, HTTP listener is a common for all projects, right? So that's why I took that HTTP listener from Mule domain project itself. HTTP.host, HTTP.port, and then configuration some max active, something like that. I mentioned here, but it will where it will pick it up. So from the Mule domain user.properties. Similarly, I told about placeholder, right? Properties placeholder. Here also I'm creating properties placeholder, right? So from there it will pick it up HTTP configuration. Okay, so that's why I mentioned here HTTP.port, HTTP.host. Here I'm not creating any flow, guys. So that's why I was trying to explain the backend itself. There is no flow here. I just mentioned the common configuration in the Mule domain project itself. Okay, so from the domain project, I'm trying to fetch the HTTP listener configuration. No, for avoiding redundancy, no need to create each and every service. I just simply calling from here itself. Right? You can see in your project. Okay, I will try to show that one in my project. I'm not referring, I just refer that existing thing, guys. I'm not defining once again here. You can see my configuration, HTTP configuration. If you see here, so that was referring to the, see this, that was referring to the Mule domain project, http.host, http.port. So where I mentioned all these things, maximum connective, maximum active thread, maximum idle thread, all these we mentioned in the top level, guys. So that's why automatically come here. You understood, right? What is the relation? So whatever the domain name, you have to mention into the in project.xml. If you mention like that, so that will refer to that domain project. This is the location in my child project. We have to keep it that domain name, whatever the name you created. So that's it, guys. So any questions? Two things here. One is you have to create the domain project, and then whatever the configuration there, you have to mention there. In the child project, keep it the domain name for avoiding default. Okay, in place of domain name, keep it that particular domain name, whatever the project you created, that domain mentioned. So then you can happily use that configuration, guys. No need to create once again. Okay, simply keep it $http.port within flower packet http.port, whatever it is, whatever the configuration it is, common configuration, just mention that, it will automatically take it. So any questions, guys, about this Mule domain project, why you need to create the Mule domain project? So first step we need to do, so create a Mule domain project, okay, with some name, right? So with anyway you create the name. So in child project, what we need to do, child project, what we need to do, in place of domain name, under under where mule project.xml, mule-project.xml. So mention um, in place of default, choose domain name under mule project. That's it, guys. So these are the things we need to do. After this, we need to create common row properties. Whatever the common row properties we need to mention, right? The properties we need to define here. That's it. Three things we need to do. So first we need to create a domain project. So then create the common row properties. That is the second step. So third step is, so in the child project, what are the projects are there, right? So just mention the domain name, take the domain name in place of default. That's it. So that time what happens, whatever the configuration common properties are available, if you keep it a domain name here, that automatically we can use it actually. No need to create once again. So that way you can avoid the redundancy. So any questions, guys, about this domain project?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, thank you. That is about two things. After that, we'll start one more thing. We didn't discuss about queuing mechanism, right? Guys, did we discuss about queuing mechanism?
Which one?
Queuing mechanism.
No, sir. We didn't discuss.
Okay, fine. So we'll start that one also, guys. It will take time. So tomorrow also we'll continue the same thing. So queuing mechanism. Guys, I will give some scenarios when we will go for queuing mechanism. First scenario is, while initial time I was explaining, there is external system integration. There is MuleSoft to Salesforce. Suppose if you want to create a single opportunity, guys, single opti, so you can happily create to the SFTC. SFTC means nothing but a CRM application, that is a Salesforce. Okay, single opportunity you can create it using so what, a synchronous method, guys, synchronous mode, synchronous mode. Okay, synchronous mode. So synchronous mode means when you hit the request, you will get the response, guys, immediate response, until unless user can't able to do it actually. So example, like you are trying to log in into the Facebook, guys, you enter user ID password, you should get the response, guys, that login page you should get, until unless we can't able to do anything on that particular page, right? That is nothing but a synchronous mode actually. You are hitting the request, you are waiting for the response. But in this case, you are creating a single opportunity, then happily create the opportunity, then we'll get the unique ID as a response. Think like this, guys. In my interface, GUI interface, GUI, in my GUI, there is a Excel sheet or else CSV import is there, guys, or else export is there, guys. Okay, so we just sorry, import is there. We just import that Excel sheet into my GUI. So that Excel sheet contains dot Excel sheet contains, okay, contains 1,000 opportunities, guys, not only single one. So 1,000 opties I have. So when I import that Excel sheet, the 1,000 opportunities I want to create in the Salesforce. Think like this, guys. If you create a single opportunity, you will get immediate response. If you are trying to import that Excel sheet, each record is nothing but one opportunity. So there is a facility in my GUI. I can import that Excel sheet. I want to create 1,000 opportunities at a time. So can we get synchronous response? In this case, we can't able to get synchronous response, guys. We should go for asynchronous mode. Okay, asynchronous mode. So in this asynchronous mode, hit and forget kind of thing, guys. If you see here in this above case, we'll hit the request, we'll wait for the response. But in this case, so 1,000 opportunities, we can't able to create a single shot, right? So we should wait for, we should not get immediate response also. So that's why in this case, we should go for asynchronous mode. Okay, hit and forget it actually, that type of thing actually. So after some time, whenever we'll create opportunities, okay, might be it will take 24 hours, 48 hours, like that, then we'll get the response, right? But in this case, we can give immediate response actually. How will give the immediate response for them, right? They should understand, right? So request is processed or not, that kind of thing, so they should understand. But in this case, what we'll do, in the in the middle in the middle, so getting the request from the GUI to the MuleSoft. Okay, so from the MuleSoft, what we need to do, we need to parse the Excel, guys. After taking the Excel sheet, we need to parse it. We have to fetch each row is nothing but one opportunity. That opportunity we need to keep into the queuing mechanism. We need to take that information from the Excel sheet. So we need to keep that record into the queuing mechanism. So this is the one use case. You can use this queuing mechanism, guys. Understood, right? So we need to get that 1,000 opportunities using MuleSoft. We need to parse that Excel sheet. We need to keep it into the queuing mechanism. From the queuing mechanism, we need to take one by one record. Okay, we need to pull from where, queue. Okay, we need to push to the SFTs. This is the way you have to do it, guys. So once you get that MuleSoft, you need to pass that Excel sheet. We need to keep it 1,000 opportunities under queuing mechanism. Okay, so we need to pull one by one queuing mechanism, one by one sequential mode, one by one message from the queuing mechanism. Okay, so then we have to push to the SFTs. But here asynchronous mode, whenever you hit the 1,000 opportunities to the MuleSoft, we can send back to the asynchronous response, guys. Boss, it will take 24 hours time to create opportunity. That type of message we can send back. So based on that, they can understand. So that is in process. Understood, guys? So here, that's why here one of the use case to introduce the queuing mechanism. We can't, your server will get crash if you send 1,000 opportunities single time. So that's why we need some queuing mechanism. We just hold that all the opportunities under the queuing mechanism. We'll take one by one, we'll push to the Salesforce, we'll send back to the response. So that is one use case, guys. Okay. So another use case, another use case another use case. Generally, if you get, I mean, some of the clients will ask like this, guys. So if they get success response or else failure response from the target system, okay. So success response or else failure response, they want to store, that information into the queuing mechanism, guys, into queuing mechanism. Why? Because that is for tracking purpose, guys, tracking purpose, and then for audit purpose actually. So how many things are success, how many things are failure, that type of information also we need to store that information to the queue, guide. Suppose here I'm getting a success response, then I have to store that record into the queuing mechanism. So even failure response also, I have to store to the queuing mechanism. What they will do, once you store that information, some other system, guys, our task is what, whatever the success response, whatever the failure response we are getting, we just send that response to the queuing mechanism. Okay, one of the queuing mechanism. So other systems are, some other system, so trying to pull that information. Okay, other system trying to pull that information, pull the message from queue. Okay, so they will do some metrics, guys. So how many messages, how many requests get success, how many requests gets failure. Based on that, they will create some metrics, guys. So that is another use case actually. So like this, we have several use cases are there. So based on the requirement. So but in market we have a different types of queuing mechanisms are available, guys. So there is a few freeware like so one is active MQ, guys. Active MQ queuing mechanism, that is one of them. Second one is Rabbit MQ. Rabbit MQ. These two are freeware, guys. No need to pay. So in third party, you can download from the Google. You can use it accordingly. So other one are, so like third one is Anypoint MQ, guys. Okay, MuleSoft itself, there is a queuing mechanism we need to buy for that. So Anypoint MQ. Okay, third one. Fourth one is WMQ, guys. So IBM also created a one queuing mechanism, guys. That is WebSphere MQ queuing mechanism. Next one is Amazon, guys. Amazon S3. Amazon SQS, you can say. Amazon SQS S3 bucket. So for Amazon also they have separate queuing mechanism, that is nothing but SQS. So these are the some of the things, some of the queuing mechanisms are available in the market, guys. There are some other queuing mechanisms also there, but frequently people are using these queuing mechanisms. So here I will explain only ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ, guys, because others are we need to buy that. I can't able to show. But I will show that configuration level, how to configure that. So these two I can show it, guys. Okay, further for these two things we need to download the softwares from the Google itself. Okay, once you download it, so they will give the .zip format, guys. So once you download it, I will show you that. Okay, so this look like this actually, ActiveMQ, we can see this, guys. So we'll get a zip format. Okay, so just search for the ActiveMQ. These two provided by Apache people, guys. Apache people introduced this ActiveMQ. Search for Apache ActiveMQ latest version, download it. They will give the zip content, guys. So once you download it, unzip it, keep it somewhere. Okay, keep it somewhere. So then there is a under bin, there is a Win64, Win32, guys, based on your operating system. So you can open that Win64 or else Windows 32, open that and again start it, guys. There is a batch file is there, start it, you can start it, or else there is other way. So once you done that, so you can search for the services guys. So backend services are running, right? So under the services also you can go and start the services here. Here is the ActiveMQ. Here is the option guys. ActiveMQ. Now it's not started actually. So once you done that, click here. So it will start automatically. So for that what we need to do, we have to download it, we have to configure somewhere else, we have to unzip it. So that's it. So now it will up and running guys. We can see in the browser itself actually it was working or not. So for that, so localhost, I just started that ActiveMQ guys. Localhost, the port number is 8161 guys. For that we just go through little bit documentation guys. Okay, so how we'll get to know that port number and all. So for that we need to go through the document. It's not started. Okay, so admin username and password guys. Okay, this is the ActiveMQ guys. So I mean, why I was facing the issue actually. In my machine, two queues are there. RabbitMQ is there, ActiveMQ is there. So the port conflict is getting. So that's why I was stopping the RabbitMQ. I started the ActiveMQ. So that's why it was working for me. So these look like this guys. So here is the things we can create the queues and all. There is a queue option is there. So here just we have to enter the queues and create it. So then automatically queue will get created. So these are the queues already created. So from the MuleSoft code, we have to push the message into the queue. We have to pull the message from there itself, guys. So that one we'll see tomorrow. So this is the things, guys. What you people need to do? Just download two softwares from the Google itself. Okay. So configure it accordingly. Try to start it. Try to open the console, guys. So this is a port number actually. 8161 is the port number. Localhost 8161. When you enter that, it will ask the user ID password. Admin is the user ID and password. So default user ID password. Just try to log in and create a queue, guys. That's it. Okay, so there is no installation file, guys. Just so we have to download it, we have to unzip it. It's like Anypoint Studio. So what we did, Anypoint Studio, we just download it, we just unzip it. There is a shortcut is there. We double click on the shortcut, it will open, guys. So similar like here also same thing, guys. We just download it, unzip it, place somewhere else, double click on the batch file, or else go to services. We can start it. We will start it. Check if that is up and running or not. You can check like this actually. If you click like this, it will open. If it is running, it will open. If it is not running, we need to go and check it what was the issue now. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see, guys, about this how to write the code, how to push the message into the queuing mechanism using MuleSoft, how to pull the message. So once ActiveMQ is done, we'll see the RabbitMQ also. Once RabbitMQ also, I will show how to push the message, how to pull the message, what was the client it is, what was the connector we have to use for pushing message and pulling message. After that, we'll see SQS also some configuration, guys. Okay, so guys, any questions as of now? Guys, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
No, sir.
We'll meet tomorrow.